Hello and welcome to another episode of Fox the Fox Report. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe as I bring you content all about Leicester City, pre and post match game discussions. Now, last weekend, Leicester City versus Manchester City. A 2-0 defeat for the Foxes and a terrible performance that we gave Man City. That was not the same performance that we gave Manchester United because at that game, we actually, pressed, we actually created chances. We gave them no time to think. But this time we gave Man City all the time in the world to think. We just stayed back. We were well positioned, but we just stayed back and just defended the entire time. Man City was just passing the ball around the field, just trying to create chances, trying to shoot on goal. We had pretty much no shots on goal in the first half. Our only chance in the first half was when Ayosi Perez, towards the end, gave an offside pass to Jamie Vardy. And that was it. That was our highlight for the first half. But before I get to detail, let's go to the lineup that Brendan Rodgers put out to play Manchester City at the King Power Stadium. So Brendan Rodgers put out a formation of a 3-5-2 with Kasper Schmeichel in goal. On the left side, no Soyuncu this time because he tested positive for COVID after coming back from the international break. So Wesley Fofana takes his place, and in the middle is Johnny Evans, and on the right side, starting once again in the back, is Daniel Amarte. The five midfielders, Timothy Castagna on the left, in the middle is Ayosi Perez with Wilfred Ndidi and Yuri Tielemans, while on the right side is Mark Albrighton. Our two dynamic duo up top is Kelechi Iheanacho and Jamie Vardy. Looking at this formation, I'm always going to be skeptical about having three in the back because it just leaves so much space for the players like Riyad Mahrez, Raheem Sterling, Kevin De Bruyne, Gabriel Jesus to just take advantage and use that space with their pace and creativity. And it's just, it's not a good formation, I believe, to go against a team like Manchester City. But based on our previous matches, it has worked. We have gone up against teams with fast players, just like when we went up against Manchester United, Brighton. So it definitely has worked, but this time, based off the result, it did not work and it definitely needs to be changed. So, having five midfielders, I think definitely a lot of creativity there with Timothy Castagna, Perez, and Ndidi, Tielemans, Albrighton, definitely a lot of creativity, but it did not go the way it was planned, at least in the beginning. So we kick off at the King Power Stadium, Leicester City versus Manchester City. The first 10 minutes is pretty much 50-50, but after that, it's all Man City. They pretty much had like 90% possession of the ball, just passing it all around the field, gaining full control, while Leicester City just chases after it, trying to get the ball. And if they do, they quickly lose it because they're just trying to quickly counterattack, trying to find Vardy, trying to find Iheanacho, and not really playing as a team. So definitely that having five midfielders did not work, did not go as planned. And especially defensively too, Ayosi Perez, I believe, is his best position so far, at least from the previous performances, is center attacking mid. I don't think he should be given that role of the midfield line with all the other four midfielders, because he's not really one to go back and defend. Something wrong about that, but it's just not his preferred position, and especially with a team against Man City, you have to come back and defend. So that was, I guess, a mistake there. And besides that, all of us, the whole team in general, was just out of position and just, really not on top of the Man City players like Riyad Mahrez, like Gabriel Jesus, Kevin De Bruyne, who just, finding their ways around them and just trying to receive the ball and trying to score on goal, in which they did. They did have some shots in the first half, which potentially could have been, goals. So first half, definitely straight up 100% all Man City, full control, while Leicester City was just trying to make sure no ball went behind the back of the net. The second half begins 0-0. The last 45 minutes, I'm thinking, okay, so now we know how Man City is going to play. We know that they're attacking. We know that they're pressing up against us and giving us no time to think. So what can we do to make that difference in the second half and try to get those 3 points. Second half starts, same thing as the first half. Man City in full control. Leicester did have some chances, but it wasn't good enough. First goal in by Mendy, unfortunate goal. It was deflection, and then it's just looking back at it now. You got to know who's behind you and make sure your opposition is marked. Mendy was left unmarked, had time to control the ball, fake to his right, take a shot, and there, 1-0 for Man City. So second goal was definitely our fault as far as pressing up so much in the front, almost pretty much the midline of the field. We already have 3 in the back. We're already creating a lot of space there. So why are we going to press up even more to create even more space? And now when you have Gabriel Jesus, who's going to make that run, and you have Kevin De Bruyne, who's going to give that through ball, that's what happens when you give them those players that much space. They're just going to go right around you and score a goal. 2-0 Man City, Leicester, game over. Our next match will be against West Ham, and that's going to be a very crucial one. There are 4 points below us in fourth, and we want to enlarge that gap to 7 points. So a victory at London Stadium is a must, and especially watch out for Jesse Lingard, who just is on fire. Everything's coming on loan from Manchester United. Well, that's all I have for this episode on Fox to Fox Report. Stay tuned for the next one after the game against West Ham at London Stadium. Take care and see you next time.